Welcome back. Thank you for joining us to this SIPROTEC Process Pass top-level qualification training. My name is Yelitza Rojas, and today we will see the third part of the videos based on the Process Pass client and merging units. So remember, in a Process Pass network, you will find merging units, which are the publisher devices, and client devices, which are the subscribers of the information in the Process Pass network. So let's start with the SIPROTEC 5 6MBU85. This device is based on the SIPROTEC 5 platform and such is having all the nice features that you already know. The modularity in hardware and communication, the flexibility in the applications and functionality, the multi-layer security mechanisms related to cybersecurity, and the integrated engineering. So let's start with the top 10 features of this device. The first one, the modular hardware. So you can have small merging units with only current and voltage transformers and few amount of binary inputs and binary outputs. You can extend this type of device to contain, for example, extra high speed contacts. You can even extend the merging unit to a second rack to increase the density of inputs and outputs. And you can also include some analog inputs for different type of sensors. Let's see this example where this merging unit is used for a power transformer. So here you can see the connection to the current transformer, to the voltage transformer, the connection to different type of sensors like flow, temperature, pressure, the connection to the mechanical trips of the transformer, also to the information of the circuit breaker and disconnector. And once you have all this information here in the merging unit, you can give also more power to it and add different type of protection functionality or control functionality. For example, the automatic voltage regulator, the interlockings of the bay, and even the control of the cooling system. So you can have a really small device and simple device, or you can extend this to a bigger one or a more powerful one. And you can also include redundancy in the power supply. So you can have two independent power supplies to increase the availability of the system. The second top feature is the support of the IC 61850 edition 2.1. By the way, this merging unit is the first merging unit worldwide certified under this standard. And you can also have the support for all type of streams. In one module, you can configure up to 2 streams, and they can be freely configured. So you can have 2 streams from the light edition, or you can have 2 different flexible streams, or even a combination, 1 flexible stream and 1 light edition stream. Third top feature, the sample value synchronization. It is really simple to decide if you want to use the PTP protocol, the precision time protocol. In this case, you can enable it in the same communication module. And it's really fast. You enable only with a click, and then you can go to the respective settings. Or you can use also the PPS synchronization. For that, then you add an Ethernet serial communication module. You enable the PPS protocol and then go to the corresponding settings. Really easy to be implemented. The fourth feature is the advanced functionality. In the merging unit, you can add different type of protection functions, and you can do it at any time in the life cycle of the device. So when you are installing it for the first time, or even afterwards when you make an upgrade in your substation. And you can add also functionality that is available for the SIPROTEC 5 platform. I already mentioned the automatic voltage control, but you can include, for example, other functionality as the point of wave or the phasor measurement unit as well. The fifth feature is the web server functionality. And here we have two types of servers. The first one is the user interface, where you have complete access to the information in the merging unit. So you can monitor all the measurements, logs, settings. You can export the files that are included in the device in different type of formats. The connection is made completely secure between the software and the device. You can also manage the recordings, so you can download them, you can trigger the recording itself, or you can even delete it. You can change also parameters from the active setting group, and you can see all the logs and events that the device has been recording. There is a second web server that we can access, and it is contained in the communication module. And we can use it for our diagnosis and troubleshooting. So when we get contact or get communication with this web server, we can see the status of the communication, the health of the module, and some additional information as, for example, the synchronization status of the merging unit. Here we can see if the device is locked to a master clock, the address of this master clock, the status of the communication, and so on. So you will get easy and fast access to this detailed communication information. Top feature number 6, direct fiber optic communication. In a merging unit, you can add up to 4 different Ethernet BD2FO communication modules. And in every module, you can publish up to 2 streams. That means that in one merging unit, you can publish up to 8 different streams. By default, these communication modules are equipped with an SFP able to cover up to 2 kilometers. But if a longer distance is required, then a spare part can be bought and installed to cover up to 24 kilometers. Feature number 7, cybersecurity insight. The SIPROTEC 5 platform has been designed with plenty of cybersecurity features. Customer authorized DXC5 instances, role-based access control, authenticated network access for the communication modules, the use of customer certificates, the recording of the security relevant events and alarms in the syslog, the confirmation codes for safety critical operations, cryptship for secure information storage, and Siemens CERT and patch management. You get a device with a multi-layer security concept, and you can self, as user, control and deliver or release those certificates with the help of the CCAM pass grid. So only those instances of DXC which are containing your own certificates can get access to the devices. Feature number 8, independent SCADA connection. As mentioned before, the merging unit can have up to 4 communication modules, and you can use any of them for the communication to a SCADA system using different types of protocols like the IC61850, the MP3, either serial or Ethernet, the IC104, Modbus TCP, Profinet, or IC103. You can also use communication modules for a special application as the PMU. And even if you want to have special monitoring features in your network, then you can also enable the SMP communication in the module as well. Feature number 9, seamless redundant communication. So with only one click in DXC5, it can be selected if the network is going to work in a PRP or in an HSR configuration. Feature number 10, the same platform can be used for all types of instrument transformers, from the conventional instrument transformers to the conventional terminals in the device, to the special IO240 designed for the smart sensors of the Siemens Energy GIS switchgears, or the merging unit with the IO245 to receive the optical transformers and RC dividers from Trench. To take away, the SIPROTEC 5 merging units allows the customization of the device to the specific requirements of the application in hardware and also in software. The selection of all different options for redundancy or for the sample value synchronization is done by software. The concept of the multi-layer cybersecurity mechanism is already included, and the operation is easy thanks to the web servers for the user interface and also for the diagnosis in the communication modules. So now let's see which are the top 10 features of the SIPROTEC 5 devices as client devices for the process bus. Feature number 1, all modular devices are process bus capable. You just need to add one communication module, Ethernet PD, 2FO, and some functional points, and then you have the device able to belong to a process bus network. The only exception is the 6MD89 device. Feature number 2, the compliant with the international standards. The SIPROTEC 5 client devices are also the first devices worldwide certified with the edition 2.1 of the IC 6150 standard. These devices support the light edition streams and the flexible streams without any special configuration. And simultaneously, the interface can also manage GUS messages, synchronization messages, and even MMS reporting. Interoperability is the key for this type of technology. And for that, in Siemens, we have developed one special editor in the client device to be able to integrate also merging units from other vendors. Normally, if those merging units are not containing the complete information in the exchange files as ICD or CID, then you have the possibility to correct or to add this information inside the editor in DXC5. Or you can even use some default values which are already stored in our catalog. Another point going to the interoperability as well is the easy determination of the I-in direction. So there is today no exact definition if it is minus dry I0 or plus dry I0. So what we did is we enabled in both the merging unit and also in the client devices the possibility of defining this directionality. So this can be perfectly matched to the other device. Feature number 3, sample value synchronization. Everything that we saw for the merging unit is also valid here. The easy selection of the PTP protocol and also the use of the PPS signal. Remember that with the SIPROTEC 5 devices, we can also generate the PPS signal. So here in this editor, then we will be able to select this PPS direction to send or generation. Feature number 4, measurement multi-support. We can see this in this example where we have one transformer protection and one of the currents is being acquired using one merging unit, but the other one is directly wired. This type of application is really useful when the protection device is pretty close to one of the instrument transformers and the device is able to run all the different protection algorithms using this different type of measurements, the direct connection and also the sample measure values. And this is valid not only for the transformer protection, it is also valid for the busbar protection or for the line differential protection. So can be used in any protection functionality as well. Feature number 5, web server functionality. It applies, as we mentioned before, for the merging unit as well, so the user interface and also the diagnosis page. Here in the client device, additionally, you can see all the streams that has been configured, the status of them, if the information is being received, the different or the different amount of streams, and so on. So you can even print out the complete configuration which is contained in the specific module. Feature number 6, direct fiber optic communication. So you can also cover up to 24 kilometers with the devices, with the client devices. As in the case of the merging units, you only need to exchange the SFP module in the communication interface. Feature number 7, cybersecurity insight. The same features that we described before for the merging unit are also applicable for the client devices. Top feature number 8, IC61850 supervision and test support. The SIPROTEC 5 client devices support already the supervision of the GUS messages and also of the sample measure values. The supervision is activated in Dixie 5 and the complete configuration is done in the IC61850 configurator. The test mode according to the IC61850 has been also implemented. So all the 5 stages are supported from the version 8.30 and on. When the device is in test mode, only the test flag signals are processed. All the outgoing signals are marked with this flag as well, and the outputs are operated. If the device is in test block mode, the behavior is similar, but the outputs are not activated. Different levels can be used for setting the device in test mode. The complete device, and then this applies for GUS and also for sample measure values, or as individual functions, function groups or stages, and this applies for the GUS messages. The change of the operation mode can be done via Dixie, using CFCs, or using the corresponding controllable mode of the IC 61850. The simulation bit is also supported, which is pretty important to allow the test of specific devices in an operative system without disturbing all other devices. The principle is pretty simple. The test device will inject either sample values or goods messages with this special simulation bit in on, and the protection devices will accept the simulation signal only if they are set to simulation mode. If they are not set to the simulation mode, they will simply ignore this simulated signal. In this example, we are sending different goods messages and one sample value from the ID 2, and then we are also sending one sample value equal to the one that is released by the ID 2, but from a test device with this simulation flag on. The two protection devices are receiving the operational values because right now they are in operative mode. When one of them is switched to simulation mode, so the first one, the upper one, so he starts accepting now the simulated value coming from the test device and rejects the operative value coming from the ID 2. The other device is not disturbed, and all the other messages in the same device are also operative, received without any complication. Now let's see the feature number 9. Seamless redundant communication, pretty important for our process bus installations, and here, as in the merging unit, only with one click you can decide PRP or HSR. Feature number 10, the support of up to 16 streams per communication module, and the use up to 3 communication modules for process bus. So here we can see a summary of this functionality in the client devices. So light addition streams can be received, flexible streams, up to 64 analog values can be received in one access point, in one interface. Up to 3 interfaces, up to 3 communication modules can be used for process bus, and in every communication module, up to 16 streams can be subscribed. Up to 24 kilometers can be covered directly with the communication module. The device is compliant with the IC 61869, Chapter 9 and 13. There is physical or logical network separation you can use to improve your communication network. The device supports the edition 2.1 of the IC 61850 standard. The device supports the different types of synchronization, either PPEs or precision time protocol. Simultaneously in the same interface, also GUS messages and MMS messages can be used. And all that is required in the device to fulfill this process bus needs is one communication module of the Ethernet PD 2FO type. To take away, any SIPROTEC 5 modular device can be integrated in a process bus network only with one Ethernet PD 2FO module and some functional points. The SIPROTEC device, additionally, are completely standard compliant, supporting the IC 61850 edition 2.1, the streams according to the IC 61850-9-2, including the light edition, and also the flexible streams according to the IC 61869-9, the test and simulation according to the IC 61850, and also the supervision nodes for the GUS messages and sample values. And so we come to the end of this SERV video. Thank you very much for joining us today, and see you next time.